So the dosage is a teaspoonful, and I took 4.
Good job. This is going to be great.
You know what? I don't want to say I look forward to having a cough because I have a good relationship with my primary care physician, but I kind of look forward to getting a cough because this shit is awesome. Like, I will become one with my couch.
Speaking of white trash shit, Hi, everyone. This is Lazy Fire, and welcome to the Hate the Player podcast. This will be episode 12, believe it or not. We've made it into the double digits successfully. At this point, if we were a fetus, we'd be almost viable. And by viable, I mean we wouldn't automatically abort ourselves. Thanks for the free talk there.
Would it
be, that's all I could
God damn it, almost
would it be illegal to abort us?
No, not unless you're in, like, Georgia or something, or Florida pretty soon. Your dumbass state, so maybe. No, it's
well, it'd be impossible because we're all men, but yeah.
Honestly, I've been thinking about changing my name to Florida Man.
It would probably be the way to go.
I don't know if you could live up to Florida Man's antics, dude. I don't know if you could live up to it.
Florida Man
I hold you in high regard, but that's
Florida
Man, dude.
Florida Man sells $100,000 of painting for shooting black teenager. Bought in bitcoins.
Oh, hey, wow, we didn't even make it a minute in.
Well, it's one of those things I know you don't like. But all right, now that we've taken that path, and by the way, it's 20 weeks before you're not allowed to abort a fetus now in a lot of states.
I'm equal parts pleased and disturbed that you looked that up.
No, I know that off the top of my head because I have to have it pounded into my head every other day.
That's
okay. Fun facts about Lazy Fire.
Fun facts about Lazy Fire. Sister-in-law is a doula. What is a doula, you ask? The hippiest form of midwife you could ever come up with.
Oh, shit.
Do you need one?
I'm so sorry.
Hey, what's red and yellow looks great on hippies?
What?
Fire.
Shit. So, now that we've gotten
I genuinely enjoyed that.
Yeah. So, I am joined by Arnold, as per usual, or Florida Man, as he likes to be known now. And with us this time, he missed last week when we had Robot Randy step in for him, is Three Toes.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, indeed. Actually, the episode with Randy does not have an Alabama picture on there. I Googled Robot Randy, and the first one of the first images that popped up was a Duke Nukem cosplayer looking at a painting of Duke Nukem, and that is now what we're going to have as our picture for this week. Anyways.
Copyright.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of upset that picture of the Hulk Hogan Thunder in Paradise never made it up.
There's other ones.
Knight Rider boat.
Randy sent me a good one too during that call. He said he had a lot of good links during the call. He was just pumping them out. So he's just like sending you all these things like the top 5 moments of the Video Game Awards, where basically Joe McHale was trolling everyone involved with it. It was great.
I have to say Randy's pretty good with links in general. I was playing Battlefield with him earlier today, and he linked this compilation of every time that Paul Rudd's had been on the Conan O'Brien show. And every time he's on, it sounds stupid, and I would think it was stupid until I watched it. Every time he's on, instead of having a clip for whatever movie he's promoting, he says it's that clip and then plays this ridiculous clip of a kid rolling down a hill in a wheelchair off a cliff where and the kid's trying to brake, and the brake handle breaks off, and he just goes off the cliff, falls into the water, and then there's this little golem-looking thing that pops up. Yeah, and it's wonderful. And I watched all 6 clips of that because every time you think it's going to be a clip of a movie, and it's not. Wow, and that really doesn't sound funny, but it is.
No, that sounds pretty funny. I actually saw Conan O'Brien live when he was doing his tour a few years back, and that
nice.
seems like the exact sort of thing he would do. We were actually the biggest show, and he hated it so fucking much. You could tell, because his biggest show wasn't like New York City, and it wasn't anything like that. It was fucking Uncasville, Connecticut. Home of the Mohegan Sun Casino. Now, to be fair, we have an arena at that casino where they play a women's basketball game. And so it can seat like tens of people.
So that's an Indian casino, right?
Yeah, one of two in the state. One of two in the state, 10 miles from each other.
So there's one up in North Carolina. It's Harrah's Cherokee Casino, and I'm wondering if it's the same way at the one up there. Like Harrah's, there's no dealers like at any of the table games. Like everything's electronic.
No.
Like if you sit down to play blackjack, it's like electronic blackjack.
No, we have dealers.
So they actually have like legit table games.
Yes, they have legit table games, and people get very angry at you if you don't know what you're doing. And if you do not speak Chinese, do not go into the Asian gaming section. Do not do it. It's one of the first things you see when you get off the bus, and that is where many people get off the bus and stay there. It's like it's one big section called Asian gaming. It's all smoking. Everyone there is
nothing
smoking.
but StarCraft?
So
No.
Was there a happy ending to your gaming session?
One time we won money.
Never mind.
Oh wait. Oh, I get it now. No. They don't offer that there.
Racism.
Yay. So technically, believe it or not, this is more or less a podcast about video games.
Well, guess we're editing that bit out.
Nope.
Florida man makes racist comment on podcast.
But it was casual racism, so it's okay.
Yeah. That's what George Zimmerman said after he shot Trayvon Martin.
Yikes.
Yeah. Edgy as shit, man.
And I'm going to need a Band-Aid.
Arnold, you told us beforehand that you've been playing a lot of Starbound. And
yeah,
you told us last week that you're playing it, but you said you've gotten a little further into it now?
Yeah. Well, when I had played it last week, I'd only played it for probably about half an hour or so, and now I've got somewhere around 10 hours in.
Okay.
And it's really enjoyable. It's okay. Let's start just from the beginning. It's if you've ever played Minecraft, it's basically two-dimensional Minecraft, except with it's much more focused. It's got quests, and granted, it's still a beta, so a lot of the quests aren't in yet. But it has quests. It's more structured. There's much more tech besides just your standard iron, cobblestone, diamond, whatever. I believe there's let's see, just because you have a pickaxe, of course, it goes stone, copper, iron. There's like 6 of them, and it ends at diamond. Then you go into drills, and there may be more than that because from my understanding, there are like 11 tiers of things, and I'm only 10 hours in. I'm 10 hours in, and I'm at like I think tier 4. Well, how it works is it's not like, oh, hey, you find the material, you can make the shit. Everything that you find, and you go mining, you find iron, all that stuff that I mentioned before. But when you defeat enemies, they drop sometimes basically a currency called pixels. And you need those pixels to make basically anything, from weapons to your drill. Like and as you get farther along to more advanced worlds, it costs more and enemies drop more, and the progression's pretty good. I have to say. I mean, it's not too hard, any of that, but oh shit, cough syrup kicked in, and I just lost where I was going with that.
Oh, well. Yes, by the way, everyone, Arnold dosed himself with medical cough syrup before this.
Well, yeah, if you don't know, Arnold is 15 years old and doesn't have the capability to get high like an adult.
Get ready for a dead gay arm, Arnold.
Oh, God damn. So, anyway. So, yeah, currency. And you can't just build the high-tier stuff once you unlock or once you get the materials. You have to basically have a boss fight for every tech up, I guess you could call it. And generally, how you tech up is you start at whatever planet you start at. It's the planets are procedural, I believe. And you have your boss fight, you build the item to summon the boss. You have the boss fight, then he'll drop in crafting material so you can build a more advanced navigational system and get to more or tougher planets. And I mean, it sounds like a roundabout way of doing it, and it kind of is, but it's still fun. It's it can be a little grindy going for those pixels because the penalty when you die, you don't drop all your shit like in Minecraft, thank God. But you do lose like something like 40% of your pixels, which can be a bitch. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's kind of what they do with Terraria as well. If you die, you lose part of your coins, but you can go grab them. Can you grab them in that?
No, they're gone. They're gone. And it isn't so much that they're more important than the coins are in Terraria because you have to use them to make items.
Huh.
I mean, basic items. No, you can just for bandages, you can just use plant fiber and whatever else and make a bandage. But to make your Uber sword or whatever, you have to have titanium bars and there are alloys and shit. Like you mix coal and iron to make steel, and coal and titanium to make Durasteel. I mean, and the materials get up there. I mean, there are some like 12 different materials that I've found so far, and I'm sure there's more. But I mean, it's Minecraft plus Terraria plus. I mean, it's got a ton of shit in it for a beta, and from reading what they plan to do with it, it looks like it's only going to get better. I haven't had any bugs or crashes. It's a really smooth running game, but I mean, I'm running on a high-end machine, so. But I haven't noticed any stutter or anything like that. It seems to be a pretty just smooth game, especially. I guess the Battlefield 4 beta or Battlefield 4 in general has just kind of ruined me on betas and all that. Betas basically mean tech demo anymore, but this is actually good as far as bugs and everything. Haven't had any items. Well, no, I had I lost like 5 minutes of progress once when I saved and quit. Didn't save and quit, but whatever.
Well, I've seen reports of people actually losing all their progress, or when different versions of the beta come out, you might not be able to use old characters.
Right, and they say that up front. Hey, it says, hey, play this if you can't wait and you don't mind losing all your shit, which is a great disclaimer because then they can say, hey, I fucking told you. So
I fucking told you, shitbags, not to play this shit.
Yep.
Well, I think it's pretty ridiculous when people expect stats to carry over from a beta anyway. Like, a lot of people tried to make an uproar about that, even back with the BF3 beta. I was like, you are just retarded if you think they're going to carry your level progression over from this completely unfinished beta that was off of, even at the time it was released, like a 6-week-old build, that they're going to carry that to the final game.
Well, I think with these indie games, a lot of the time, everyone expects it to kind of be a Minecraft style. Okay, you have all this progress in all these worlds, just import them to this thing and you're fine. Like people are now expecting that, which I can almost understand. But that's one game. That's one game that did that, And, of course, they also launched the fucking early access movement that needs to die soon. So...
Yeah, this Starbound game is an early access game, but, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, but you're right about the early access thing. That shit's got to go. I mean, even Wasteland 2 is doing it for a full $60, which I guess they're just trying to get in on the Fallout fanboys, but which I'm one. But I just can't justify $60 for a game that's not finished.
Actually, I don't know if you watched it or the video Randy linked us last week, but there was a part of the thing, the Joel McHale making fun of people on the VGXs, was having Tim Schafer on and trying to get Tim Schafer to justify the use of, like, God, who did he get? He got Jennifer Hale, Jack Black, and Elijah Wood to all be in the game, and then he needs to get another round of Kickstarter funding, all this other stuff, and he's like, so how much do you pay these guys? And just, like, kept asking him that question, and he wouldn't answer it. But that's it with Kickstarter stuff and this early access stuff. I think that's what the whole is like, you're going to start, people have already done this. They've given money to stuff that there's no proof of concept, there's no idea if it's going to ever get finished, and it gets funded. And sometimes it comes out great. Like Cards Against Humanity has been like the gift that keeps on giving in so many ways. Have you guys played Cards Against Humanity?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
It's like a more. Did you ever play Apples to Apples?
No.
Okay. So you're given a scenario or a question or something like that, and then these come on black cards. So it'll be like, what's that smell? Or I'd like to thank the Academy for for blank, for my movie blank, or something like that. Or sometimes it's something completely terrible, like everything was better when kids didn't blank, and stuff like that. And you're given these cards that are all horrible cards. One of them that my fiance loves to play is firing a rifle wildly in the air while balls deep in a squealing hog. So you're given these cards and you're asked to match them up with the other cards that ask the question or something like that. And that started on a Kickstarter, and it got funded, and it's been popular. I own a copy. We tried to get our friends a copy for Christmas last year. They already went out and bought one after they played our copy, so we had to give it to somebody else. I have another set of friends who has a copy, and there was all these expansions, including one that just came out called The Biggest Blackest Box, which is a...
Really?
Yes. Well,
it's very tongue-in-cheek.
There's a card hidden in the Biggest Blackest Box in the lining of the top of it that is the biggest blackest cock. And this is because every expansion in the original game have had like a big black cock, then a bigger blacker cock, and then finally this one. So, you know, take that as you will. It's pretty great, actually. You play that thing, and everyone knows you played it because it's silver embossed and all that shit, because it's special. But they're also doing a 12 Days of Christmas thing, so people are getting all sorts of stuff from this company. And they said it cost like $5 to sign up back when it started, and they said that they're going to lose money on it, but they don't really care because they just want to do something weird and fun. So it's a fun company that they have going now, and you know, that's one of the good Kickstarters that have come out. But it's not Star Citizen, thank God, which seems to be not a real game. It's like the Bitcoin of video games at this point.
See, now I had a
Bitcoin's
friend I had a friend who paid in on Natural Selection 2 back when that was still in its development phases, and he gave the money in order to get alpha access, and I think he got the final game as well. Like, he paid enough to get the final game and alpha access. But yeah, there was like no guarantee that the thing was even going to come to fruition. So it was a huge gamble, and I mean, in that case, it paid off, and it's a really fun game. But it's crazy how people will buy in on stuff that's in no way guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you spend money on hookers, so shit.
It's just, yeah, funding something on Kickstarter seems so goddamn weird to me.
Well, I mean, it's great for little indie things, but when you see somebody like Tim Schafer doing it, I mean, fuck, I like Tim Schafer, but it's kind of getting away from what it was meant for. You know, I mean, which is for these little projects to come to be, you know?
I gave $100 to a local brewery on their Kickstarter to help expand their capacity in a tasting room.
Yeah, I mean.
But I also got like a kick-ass growler, a pint glass, a free fill of that growler, and a couple other things. So basically, they profited like $25 off of my 100.
Yeah, and that's the weirdness of Kickstarter too. I think because everyone now expects crazier and crazier things to come with everything they fund. So it's in a lot of cases like the Tim Schafer thing. The people who funded his game, for the most part, they've paid their money to get that game.
Right.
And more. In some cases, like people didn't just pay $60 and go, okay, I'm going to get the game now. They paid like $200, and I'm going to get the game, and Tim Schafer is going to shake my hand. Yeah, and Brad Muir is going to come to my house and play it with me. It's not really.
Well, I mean, it's kind of these companies calling people on their bluffs. To where, years past you might have been like, oh man, I would pay X just to have a game that would do Y. To where now they're like, okay, well, give us that, and we'll see what we can do. Let's see if you're actually willing to donate the money to get what you really want.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to me like Kickstarter has become sort of this like spiritual successor machine in a lot of ways, where it's just like, man, it would be really awesome if they made another blank game. And then about 2 days after someone says that on Twitter, some guy you've never heard of is like, hey, I want to make this game.
Like Mutant League. They're redoing a Mutant League football game because of Kickstarter. And people saying, man, I wish they'd do another Mutant League.
Yeah. See, that's the exact sort of thing I'm talking about. It's like, who owned a copy of Mutant League football? Find me that person.
I did.
I played it. I rented it, though.
I owned it on Sega Genesis. I rented Mutant League Hockey because that one wasn't quite as good. But, yeah, I owned Mutant League football. And I watched the shit out of the Saturday morning cartoon.
Hell yeah, you did. Fucking Bones, yo.
Bones Jackson.
Fuck yeah.
Arnold has no idea what we're talking about.
I have no fucking clue, and I'm pretty high, so.
Jesus. It's like a fucking trip into darkness with Arnold here.
No, the thing is, I don't do drugs, so like, and this is legitimately prescribed cough syrup.
Well, to kind of bring you down a little bit, Mutant League football was NFL Blitz before there was NFL Blitz. You could decapitate people on the field. You could throw them into spikes. There were exploding footballs, shit like that.
You
Awesome.
could bribe the refs.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, yeah.
Once I found out you could do that, I kept doing it until the game was
kill
like,
the ref.
I don't have any money. It's like, oh.
You know what game I'd like to see? You guys remember on Nintendo? Blades of Steel.
Yep.
Shit, yeah. Like I want a fighting sim that's a hockey game.
Yeah. Best part.
Like if I get bored, I can play hockey.
And of course, in between periods, you got to play that shooter.
Well, according to Popadactyl and I think Drekkins too, they say the new NHL, I guess it's 14. Pretty much is a fighting game with a little bit of hockey thrown in. He said the computer tries to fight him on everything.
That's awesome.
Like just throws down the gloves at the drop of a hat.
That's great. Yeah, you guys remember Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey?
No.
Get yourself a Nintendo 64. It was made by Midway back when NFL Blitz was first coming out. And in a lot of ways, it basically was NFL Blitz for NHL. Before they did, like, NHL Hits or something like that at EA. I can't remember what they did. They did something fucked. Anyways. But, yeah, that was amazing. And that was, like, one of the better memories of the Nintendo 64 4 players to me, was getting 4 people together to play that game. But, Because it was owned by Midway, I don't think they'll bring it back. We always got a kick out of playing as the guy named Satan. That was pretty good. There's a guy on the Buffalo
I'm
Sabres
a grown-up.
game. There's a guy on the Buffalo Sabres named Satan, but it's spelled Satan. So you're just like, I'm Satan. What's up? Then he set somebody on fire with Satan. Because there was no picture of Satan. He was one of the few characters in the game that didn't have like a profile picture. So you had no idea who he was or what he was doing there.
Christ.
Yeah, it was fun. But, that's kind of enough about that. We kind of sidetracked off of alpha games and Kickstarter stuff for a bit. We did. Three Toes, you mentioned before we started that you had pretty much reached your limits on Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still playing it because I only ever play one game at a time until it's completely dead, apparently. But it's just getting ridiculous with the whole microtransaction thing that they're trying so hard to get everyone to buy into, but everyone's so resistant. There are a few more updates that came out, and the car glitching is now completely gone, so you can't glitch more money in. They've supposedly punished the worst of the car glitchers. There was also some way if you were able to, and I never looked into how to do it, to modify some of your game files to where you could basically give yourself billions and billions of dollars. So a lot of the guys on the forums would come in and report, say, hey, some guy just gifted me like $1.2 billion in game. And so people were just going around just, giving this middle finger to Rockstar by just giving out all this in-game money. I was never that lucky. Like, I'm completely broke in the game right now. But the worst I've heard, and I have no confirmation, and I've mentioned before how they have the bad sport lobbies to where, people who consistently blow up other people's cars or get caught cheating get put in a lobby to where they can only play with other people caught against those same offenses. It makes you wear like a dunce cap.
Yeah, the bad sport lobbies.
Yeah,
I'm an asshole.
And, well, the funny thing is, with the dunce cap on, if you put on all white clothing and a hockey mask, you completely look like a clown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But oddly enough, the bad sport people are usually the most fun people to play with. Like, they're the ones who just want to go around, screwing around, not really, paying attention to what's going on mission-wise and just having a fun time. Right. The worst I heard is that someone got put in a bad sport lobby for 9 months.
Jesus.
So, yeah, and again, I've seen no actual confirmation of it other than somebody saw, like, their timer and said, oh, I'm in bad sport lobby for, 2,000 days, or I don't know, however many hundreds of days it would be. And so the other thing is that they released a content creator that's currently in the beta stage to where you – I'm sorry?
Creator?
Yeah, you can create your own deathmatch map or you can create your own race. And I've had a lot of fun with the race creator. I made what?
The master race?
If you play it in the other server.
In the bad sport lobby. Exactly. No, but I made like a kind of off-road rally style race with lots of sliding around, and everyone that's played said, "Wow, this is better than any race Rockstar created." But what I figured out was I kept playing it over and over again to try and make sure it's like, oh, do I need to go back and make some changes? How can I make it better? It was charging me $300 in game every time I played my own race. and okay, so this was a thing ahead of time to where so you can go to the location of a mission or a race, or you can bring up your smartphone in game and automatically teleport to it. Now, I knew that if you used your phone, it charged you like $100 just for the convenience, to where you didn't have to drive across the map to get to whatever mission you wanted to play, or you just want to join one real quick. But going to the location of my race and walking into the little lighted circle to play charges me $300. of online GTA Fun Bucks. And I know that because at one point I tried to walk in and it said, you have insufficient funds to play this mission. And then tried to send me to the in-game store to purchase more money.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto, they didn't make enough money with one of the top-selling games of this console cycle, so they need to charge you on this, huh?
Well,
I guess.
It's one of the highest-selling games ever, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that's what gets me. I don't mind microtransactions. Like on my iPad, I have Plants vs. Zombies 2. Free.
Yeah.
It's free, but
you bought everything in it.
Well, no, you don't have to. I mean, it's pretty cool in that you can unlock most things, and some of the plants are hidden behind a paywall. But I mean, that's okay. I mean, if you're offering a game for free, I don't mind paying money for little things here and there. I don't mind the microtransactions. But when I pay $60 for a game, I mind.
Yeah.
And to be fair, and again, I've yet to pay for any in-game money, and I don't ever plan to. You can get by without it. It's just more tedious. Like I have to go either rob a convenience store or
just
kill
like real life
pedestrians.
Yeah,
or
that's
kill a
how I
bunch
got
of
my money,
pedestrians and take their money. But it's just so grindy. Like they didn't need to make it that grindy.
Yeah.
They finally made it to where you can go play a race alone if you just want to, kind of like a time trials mode. If you just want to go play a racetrack alone, you can. But previously, you would get severely gimped XP for it. Like you wouldn't get nearly as much as you did when you played with other people, and you would get no money for it. So usually, even if you finish, dead last in a race, assuming you actually finished, you'd still get a little bit of cash.
I always finish.
When you played alone, that didn't happen. You got no cash. They finally made it to where you do get cash for playing alone. So technically, it cost me $300. And I actually tested this out earlier. It cost me $300 to start my own race. I still got about $2,000 for finishing.
Okay. So
alone.
You could game that all day if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could.
But you don't want to.
But again, well, it's dependent on the length of the race and how many people are in it, and certain difficulty settings all have an impact on how much money and how much XP you get for the race. Obviously, for a little one lap oval track race, you're not going to get nearly as much XP for like a road race that's going to take you 5 minutes to complete.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of give and take, and there's still a few ways around it. Like somebody figured out that this certain guy, if you go and get a mission from him to where it says, oh, go here and pick up this cocaine stash. If you just stand around and start beating up and killing pedestrians, picking up their cash, like the cops never get called. So you're basically like in your own instance to where you can just run a rampage on the entire city, never completing the mission, and just grinding money out like $10 to $20 at a time by killing everyone in sight and never having the cops show up.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, weren't there signs of this was going to happen early on even?
Yeah, I mean, any time, somebody says, oh, you can purchase more money here, you kind of get the idea that that's their number one motivation.
Yeah. And
it was really kind of, just off-putting because the Red Dead Redemption Online wasn't anything like that at all.
Yeah,
There was no in-game, there was no multiplayer economy, I don't think. You unlock weapons.
I never got it to work. Like
really?
Red Dead, yeah, because at the time, my internet, it was really disappointing.
Yeah, I remember that.
It sucked, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I don't really recall any in-game economy other than maybe buying ammunition, because you unlock weapon as soon as you unlocked a weapon through level progression, it was automatically in your inventory. GTA Online, it's not like that. So I just hit level 50 and unlocked like a heavy machine gun. I still have to go to the gun shop and shell out, $25,000 just to buy the gun. Like it's not automatically in my inventory.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean, I honestly think this is kind of the way things are going to go for a while with a lot of these big ones. It's just the big problem here is that these companies are really seeing a viable market out there for these extra sales on top of the games. And I mean, to an extent, you see that with what people used to do with expansion packs. Now they just call it DLC.
Right.
It's technically just an expansion pack. People should get over that shit, by the way. And
but I mean, we've had this talk before with inflation. I mean, games have barely increased in price, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. By the way, how much have you spent per minute in Battlefield 4 so far? Like, how much was your $110 purchase for BF4 Plus Premium?
I think I've got some because you had said something. I think I'm around 100 hours, so about $1 an hour. So that's pretty good return.
A minute, so.
Yeah. So it's okay. I mean, if it's a game that you like, I mean, gaming is still the best bang for the buck you can get.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, besides your mom, I mean, there's really not.
Oh, your mom, Arnold,
like
your personal mother.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I really enjoy GTA Online, and to be honest, if they changed up the conversion rate a little bit, I probably would go in for buying some GTA Fun Bucks. But as it stands right now, you pay $20 for like $1 million. That's nothing. You can piss away that without even fully upgrading a car. Like there's one car in game that costs like $1.2 million.
Huh.
So you're saying for $20 I can't even buy this one car, and that's like completely unmodded too. Like you'd have to spend another $1 million to get all the mods on it.
Ooh.
So it's the conversion rates that are fucked up.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely going to be a problem is pricing those things correctly. But this is the same issue people had years ago with EA, where it was like, okay, you can buy this shortcut in Battlefield Bad Company 2, and it'll unlock all this shit for you.
Oh yeah.
This is exactly it, and I don't understand why companies have not learned about this yet. Like, there was a lot of player feedback on that. I don't think they made enough to justify doing that. And it was like, why are you doing this? Why would you continue? EA stopped doing it. EA stopped doing something that was making them free money. Okay, if EA's like, this might be a bit much, you might want to consider stopping that shit. They've milked that teat dry, and it's just I don't understand why a company would think, okay, we're going to have this person pay $60, we're going to give them a broken and buggy product, and then we're going to expect them to pay us $40 so they can have a decent car. And I don't know. That's $100 spent on a game that doesn't work all that great. I worry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worse. It's worse if it's a primarily single-player game too. But I mean, and the thing is, I never really got into a Grand Theft Auto multiplayer, so I'd have a really hard time justifying that.
Here's the thing. It was fun to an extent in Grand Theft Auto 4 if you were, like, making up your own game with your friends. That was kind of fun. But I never really got the appeal of doing Grand Theft Auto multiplayer with a bunch of other puppies or something like that. There was not enough fun in that game to be had to justify the bullshit of getting into a game.
Yeah.
So maybe this one's different. I don't know. I haven't played it. I don't really plan on playing it unless it comes out for the PC and is like $6.
Thank you, Steam, turning me into the cheapest bastard ever.
Oh yeah. Hey, did you see the Steam sales this week?
Oh God, no.
Just Cause 2.
Oh, Randy actually bought me Just Cause 2.
Oh man, that's gonna have a free multiplayer mod issued by the company.
It just came out, and that's all the Battlefield goons were playing that. So.
Did he buy it for you just cause?
Oh
Fuck
my
you.
God, eat a dick.
Fuck you. You're
Like,
messing with
you know what?
Florida
You know what?
man while he's high. I don't know if you really want to do
No,
that.
you're gonna pay my freaking cancer bill when I get that bad joke.
No, you're gonna get cancer for mainlighting cough syrup.
No, you get a stroke from that. Jesus. Pay attention.
Well,
Oh, stroke jokes.
Never mind.
Okay. No, too soon? Too soon?
God
I just
damn.
like the fact you said stroke jokes.
Ah. Oh.
Ow. Now we're sad. So, yeah, now I guess it's back to me. Yeah, I haven't really been playing a ton of games. I've been kind of busy this last week.
Loser.
Yeah.
What are you, Christmas shopping?
No.
Queer.
Well, no, sorry. We went Christmas shopping one day. We went to Target, and we're like, we need to get presents for the kids. And not our kids, my nieces and my fiance's niece and nephew. We needed to get presents for them. So we spent about 4 hours in the toy aisle trying to figure out what to get these children.
Oh God, little kids are the worst to shop for.
Yeah. But we got the 3-year-old niece on my fiance's 3-year-old niece is getting Barbies, which she was
real creative.
Yeah, President Barbie and Artist Barbie. So I guess they can work together on something.
So I went and got like a keepsake box for my little 2-year-old niece, just something for her to have, grow up with. There's like a little puzzle box store here in town that like make handcrafted like puzzle boxes. I've never felt like a bigger fucking idiot in my life because I could not open any of them. Like I could not figure out even with the directions on the bottom of the box.
You said 2-year-old could do this?
Well, no, it's like this
I'm
was different. This is just a regular keepsake box, but they had like puzzle boxes. Even with the directions, like turn it over, tap it here, turn it back over, spin it clockwise, move this, and it should open. Yeah, no, this isn't opening. I'm stupid.
Jeez. I don't feel so bad now. But yeah, I mean, we got out of there. We're getting the 6-year-old after Sunday. He's getting Transformers, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I like that you're the one excited about that.
I could just see him ripping it out of his hands. Let me show you how to do it.
You suck.
4 hours later, he's passed out on the floor.
He's interested in that sort of stuff. The kid's weird because, like, not for any other reason, but, like, if you ask him to, like, throw you a ball, he girl arms it into the ground in front of him, and his sister can, like, toss it across the room. I don't know what he's doing there. But if it's like, I can ride a bike without training wheels, he'll do it first shot on uneven pavement. No questions asked. It's like, the kid's weird. So I don't know if he's going to be able to handle Transformers too well, or if he's going to, like, take out his own eye within 5 minutes. Who knows? It could go either way. So I'm looking forward to Christmas just to see what happens there.
So are they Transformers based on the movie Transformers?
No, these were Fall of Cybertron Transformers. So he's getting Optimus Prime and Sideswipe.
Like
that's pretty cool.
Gen 1 style. Like
yeah, they're Cybertronian ones instead of like the classic Optimus Prime is a truck thing, which was $60 fucking. So no, you're not getting that, Ollie. You're not worth that much to me.
Oh God!
Which is what I'm putting on the inside of the present.
You are worth $20.
Not even. Well, total yes. So now you know how much I value my step nieces or whatever the hell he is technically right now. He calls me, because of my fiance, he calls me Funkle. Not Funkle. Funkle.
All right, that kid's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That
Go Funkle yourself.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how this goes for him. But like, the Barbies were half price and those Transformers were $9 each. So whatever. I still didn't get out of that store after buying my niece's presents and everything for less than $110. It was not pretty. I think 17 of that was actually for cough syrup for my fiance. So forget that. Not the kind you're using, Arnold.
No. Hey, it's legitimately prescribed, and I had a cough.
Somebody else. Florida man steals cough syrup.
It was legitimately prescribed to my grandmother, and she's not missing it.
Yeah, she doesn't know.
God damn it.
Florida man steals grandmother's prescription, dies hours later. So yeah, like buying Christmas gifts, I'm terrible at it. My fiance and I agreed not to buy each other gifts this year, so I don't know if that is like a who's going to blink first and get somebody a gift thing.
Yeah, nice try, bud. You always get a present. You're old. Hey, you're old enough to know better.
I should be, but like I'm terrible about presents.
Oh, I'm terrible too. I mean, I get it.
I got her presents and they were on the table for a week because we don't have a tree or anything, so that's where I put them. They were wrapped, but she like ran out of K-cups, and what I got was a bunch of her favorite things.
Damn, those some big ass titties.
She ran out. I'll tell you a story after we get off this. You'll be impressed. But
tell it now.
No.
Talking about your wife's titty on the internet.
Yeah. So, not my wife yet. She can still say no. So like, she's like, I'm out of K-cups. We have to go to the store. And I'm like, well, you could open your Christmas. Don't tell me what's in my Christmas gift. The hell's wrong with you? Well, it's been on the table for a week. It's 2 days before Christmas. I cannot really handle this anymore. Please open up your Christmas gift now. I can't hold on to this. Like, could not hold off on telling her what the Christmas gift was. When I got the ring to propose to her, about a year ago now, actually, I barely made it back from the airport with her before I proposed. Like, we had just parked in my parking space and I was proposing. It was like, fucking, I have no patience for that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, I kind of get that way from time to time. Like, sometimes I push for, not with family because I know that they're going to be there on Christmas morning, but like friends, close friends who I get gifts for, I'm usually pushing them to open it really early.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's somebody you care about and you got them something awesome, yeah, you're excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, but since we're goons, we're the only person we actually care about is ourselves, so.
Yeah. I got myself a really nice computer for Christmas this year. Another one. I'm going to stack it on top of the mobile. No.
SLI.
Yeah, I'm going to SLI my computers. Not just my graphics cards, my computers. So, yeah, this year I'm going no Christmas gifts for fiance, no Christmas gifts to me. Now, the fun thing is I still get a birthday gift. So, it's basically like Christmas. Because my birthday is this coming Sunday. So.
Oh, man, how much does that suck having a birthday that close to Christmas?
Yeah, that definitely sucks.
It does, but here's the fun thing. My fiance's cousin and her nephew that we've been talking about who's getting Transformers, they both share the same birthday.
Ooh.
All of us the same day.
What?
Uh-huh, yeah.
You're like, sorry, you gotta find somebody else.
I'm not marrying the kid. I'm not in Florida, man.
No, you know.
No, I think that'd be Penn State, man.
Wah, wah.
Oh. So, yeah, but in the interim between not doing holiday shopping, I played a lot of Splinter Cell Blacklist. I would suggest...
It's got to be black.
Why is that list got to be black? You asked that question before. I still don't have a good answer for you. Can't be the whitelist, blah, blah, blah.
That was a series I really wanted to get into, but just kind of missed the boat on.
Yeah, I can understand that in a lot of ways. It's been a couple of games out in the wilderness in a lot of ways. Splinter Cell Double Agent and Splinter Cell Conviction were very different than the first three games. Like, Double Agent was... Actually, Double Agent is what I would compare this game to the most in some regards. It definitely draws back to the earlier Splinter Cell games too, but in Double Agent, you kind of had this hub between missions that you could go around and do missions in and do all these things and try to build up your rapport with each group that you were working with in it, because you were a double agent. and your decisions there would affect stuff in the larger game sometimes. So they took a lot of that out, the decision making and stuff like that. But you can go talk to your team members between missions. Sometimes they'll have missions for you. Actually, everything in the game that you can do is launched from the single player. There is no menu. It just goes straight into single player. And you're given this overview of the world. And you go into that thing and you can select multiplayer from that. You can go and select different missions that you can do. And almost all the missions in the game are available to be done single player or co-op. So if you really want to, you can do everything co-op. There's only one set of missions that are co-op only. But everything else can be done like it's a single player mission. So there's a lot of stuff in the game that's just not the main storyline, which seems pretty long in and of itself. It's about 43 minutes per mission for the single player stuff.
Oh, wow. Not a specific number?
I ended 2 missions in a row at 43 minutes.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh.
But it gives you a lot of options. There's a lot more in this game this time around to make it a little easier on the newer players to kind of the difficulty curve in Splinter Cell and Splinter Cell Chaos Theory especially went from okay, I understand what I'm doing to why is there 50 people in this room and I can't shoot any of them. So in this game it's a little bit friendlier to a new player, but it's still difficult because you to upgrade the plane you're on and to get better equipment and everything, you have to earn money, and you earn money by getting different scores in the game. And so the highest score you can get is what they call Ghost Score. And Ghost Score is when you don't hurt anyone or don't make anyone aware of your presence, and you just
standard stealth.
Or you can knock them out when they have no idea you're there. It's stealth stuff. There's another style called Panther, which is your medium tier stuff, and that's killing somebody when they're being made aware of you, or knocking somebody out with a hand, like a punch to the face or something like that, instead of from behind. And then finally there's the straight up assault score, which is gunning down people. And if you avoid enemies, you get higher scores. If you kill enemies, you get lower points. And so you basically have to balance out, do I want to be expedient in this, or do I want to be careful and litigious about what I'm doing here and slowly wend my way through this level? And most of the time it pays off to wend your way through the level instead of shooting the place up. Oh, by the way, you're still pretty fucking weak, so shooting the place up is definitely a bad idea most of the time.
Well, I mean, that's always been kind of a hallmark of the series, hasn't it?
Except for Conviction, which...
Yeah, I remember. I haven't played any of them since the first one. So... Yeah.
It really feels like in this game, you could, outside of a very few situations, if you wanted to, do everything without touching a single person. It would be difficult.
So it's just like high school for you, huh?
Yes. Never touch another person. Anyways. Yeah, you could go right through it, never be caught, never be seen, but you would be restarting every section all the time. So occasionally you'll have to make the decision, yeah, I'm going to knock this guy out, or yeah, I'm going to kill this guy. And so you have to be careful because sometimes you'll have your vision jammed, so you won't always be able to see how many people are in the room and all this stuff. But I did the section that was really great the other day. You're in this deserted mill, and so you're on this multi-level floor. It's 2 floors really, and it's got this big open space in the middle, but it's got all these windows on the outside and these pipes. So you can go up and down between the 2 floors and go to the window, go inside, knock somebody out, and then throw their body out the window so it can't be found. And I just spent about 10 minutes going through this building, going through the windows, knocking people out, throwing them out, just being very careful about it because they were often on these very tight patterns. And it was really cool. And it reminded me why I really like the Splinter Cell games, even if I was never really great at them. It just gave you these opportunities to do some really neat stuff. and be really stealthy and really deadly when you were doing it. But you had to balance that out with being very careful. And it feels like a good return to form for the series overall. So if you see that on sale again, definitely pick it up.
What do you have it on, PC?
Yeah. It looks great. It really looks great. And I play it with a Xbox controller because I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how that game would work with a PC.
Right.
It doesn't matter how well you aim in that game. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And third person, anything arcadey has always felt better to me with a controller over say mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how I played Arkham City, was with a controller, because people described to me the process you needed to go through to use the keyboard, and they're like, "Oh no, it makes total sense once you get used to it." Fuck that. Punch with the left mouse button. Block with the right mouse button.
Okay, so speaking of Batman games, you said that it's the same company that did that game that did Rise: Son of Rome, right?
No. I said that Rise got compared a bit to Arkham City. The company that did Rise: Son of Rome is actually Crytek, the guys who did Far Cry and because I've been watching a Let's Play of Rise: Son of Rome, and I totally get that comparison. So much so that I thought it was the same company, because it looks exactly the same. It looks like Roman Batman, like waiting for people to counter, or waiting for people to attack, countering their attack, keep going, building up your attack streak, and it looks fun for about 10 minutes. Yeah. Well, I think that was the big difference between a game like Rise that is a lot of like hack and slash kind of combat, and Batman, which puts you in a lot of different situations that were not always solved by combat, or combat would change up depending on the enemy type.
Right. And there is that, depending on what type of enemy you're facing, and again, that's why I thought that the same company did Rise and did Batman, but yeah, it doesn't look like nearly as fun as Batman looked.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say very few games are that fun. It's one of those things that maybe doesn't get conveyed in the videos themselves.
Oh no, it did.
The game is extremely fun to play. Batman moves in this really satisfying way. Hits, like, when you start building up the combos, you just hear people's bones break as you punch them. That's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the one satisfying thing I've seen in the Rise is that, and I'm not sure if it was kind of the same in Batman. It was kind of hard to tell, but at some point you beat up someone so much that they have a little skull flash over their head, and then you can initiate an execution, and that goes into a quick time event where quick time events are kind of stupid, but it at least looked satisfying to where you hit these buttons in the right combination, you do this pretty sweet and gruesome execution on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Batman did not have those quick time events, thankfully, until like very specific points.
Right.
But to knock somebody out or to break their legs or whatever you do in that game, you have to build up a combo, and then you hit a button combination that allows you to like knock them over and then like do an arm bar and break their arms completely.
Because I noticed eventually when you hit someone, you would see kind of red markings around.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
It's different. I mean, I pretty much expect somebody at some point to straight up rip off Arkham City, Arkham Asylum.
Well, and that's not the first one. Apparently, the Captain America game played exactly the same.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that it was basically a Batman ripoff.
The thing is,
like a great combat style.
Yeah. The thing is, whenever you change or do a genre differently in a good way, you're always going to have those imitators.
Oh yeah. No doubt. I mean,
and sometimes you'll get something really good out of it, like apparently the Rise game.
No, I've heard that's actually kind of terrible, Arnold.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any kind of story. Again, it may just be the Let's Player that I'm watching, but it doesn't seem like there's any story behind it. No immersion. Just like, okay, you're in the Coliseum. Here, kill these guys.
That sucks.
Yeah,
And there's different objectives within the round, like, oh, you've got these archers in this location, fight through all these barbarians and take out the archers. Oh, now capture this point and defend it from, the barbarian horde. Oh, tip over these, cauldrons of burning oil to destroy these things that are like these catapults that are trying to kill you. But I haven't seen any kind of story behind it at all. It may be there, and this guy just isn't really showing it in the Let's Play, but I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, that's something.
And sometimes in a Let's Play, you don't really get a sense of like the fun of the game. Like I'll give you an example. I was watching it because I don't have a PlayStation 3. I was watching a Let's Play of The Last of Us, and I mean everybody was going nuts about it, saying what a great game it is. But watching the Let's Play, I'm like, I'm not. I mean, this looks kind of boring.
It's always more fun to play than to watch.
Of course.
Yeah, games that rely on player tension and the making sure you're afraid as you play the game of what's going to happen next. I think those don't make the greatest Let's Plays. I think those actually make a lot of bad Let's Plays in terms of like all the Slender LPs.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh no, a thing screams from screen why am I playing this game?
Oh no, a thing.
Yeah. It's a thing. Yell, scream.
Don't rape me. Rape.
Yes. So, like, those, I think, that's heavily atmospheric games like The Last of Us or like a game like Amnesia, they don't really translate great into a Let's Play. I think that there's exceptions to that. I think the Bioshock games that are very heavily atmosphere dependent, they're straightforward actiony enough in a lot of sections that they can get away with it.
Yeah.
But games that are, like Last of Us or like Amnesia, as I said, it makes it a little difficult to convey everything over to the player. I'm sure if you picked up a DualShock, if you hated yourself enough to do that, and tried to play the game, I think you'd get a completely different sense of it.
Yeah.
So I'm in agreement with you, basically.
Yeah. So I mean, you almost have to be careful which games you Let's Play because of that.
That is a big thing.
The Last of Us, I've heard from people whose judgment I trust, enough people say, hey, this is a good game. So.
And a good game doesn't always make a good Let's Play or a Let's Play that's going to convey how good the game is.
Right.
I think this is getting off to the area where I have no authority whatsoever, which, I mean, that's been this entire podcast anyways. But, if you're going to go and make a Let's Play, make sure that you can make it engaging enough for the audience to understand why you think the game is good, bad, or what you're giving them a sense of what you want them to know.
Yeah.
It's sort of like if you're a teacher in an English class and you assign a class a book, and you want to make sure that they get the idea of what the book's about. So you have to design the lesson so they understand, okay, this book's about revenge or something like that, a base human emotion. If you're not careful with that and you just say, okay, you're now watching me play this game. Oh no, a guy. This is terrible. Oh no, you die many times. It doesn't work like that. But there's some games that are just not, they're impossible. They're the Ayn Rand books of video games, basically. No one really wants to, it was a lot of fun for Ayn Rand to write that book, but it's probably not going to be a lot of fun to read the book report. So.
You had to bring up Ayn Rand.
Bitcoins. It's the one author I could think of that probably really enjoyed her own work, but no one else enjoyed it.
Fun fact, getting totally off topic from video games and all that. If you go to Reddit and you look at the Bitcoin subreddit,
yes.
Guess what's stickied? Guess what the first thing on there is?
U.S. Suicide Hotline.
Yep.
As of today.
I'm a terrible person.
The day 12/18/2013, Bitcoin is officially crashed
The day the Bitcoin crashed.
Oh,
In
God.
24 hours, it lost half its value.
Surprise!
Surprise, everyone. It's the thing that we predicted for months. It finally happened. But people are like having
It's
fucking
happening.
meltdowns. Oh, it's fantastic.
It's delicious.
But what gets me, and we've had this talk, but I mean, what kind of thought process? Like, it's normally I can understand why somebody does something stupid. There's a reason, whatever. But I mean, with this, it's like you really trust Magic the Gathering online exchange over the United States government.
Yeah, because it's a pure market-driven economy.
Suck a dick. Fuck.
Someone corrected me today. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a pump and dump, or it's not a pump and dump. That's a different thing altogether, which is terrifying.
Multi-level marketing.
No, it's not even that. I mean, multi-level marketing would assume that you could actually convince someone to buy these things from your own. No, sorry. The best line I saw today. Let's get out of there. Let's change the topic of what kind of scam it is. It's a scam. But the best comment I saw about that suicide hotline thing was, it's really hard to jump to your death out of the window in your mom's basement. I think that encapsulates everything here.
Maybe they can turn on a gas engine and asphyxiate themselves.
Well, that would imply they owned a car that wasn't their mom's.
Yeah.
And speaking of suicide, not to get too dark, but if you guys know who Artie Lang is?
I really thought this was going to be a Paul Walker joke.
No.
I do know who Artie Lang is. Did he kill himself? I missed that.
No. He tried to a couple years ago. I just got done reading his second book, and it's amazing. It's called Crash and Burn. Highly recommend it. It's all about him, dealing with a severe heroin and pill addiction, yet still being, a great comedian, and his downward spiral and, coming out of it and everything. So, yeah, he stabbed himself in the stomach 9 times in an attempt to kill himself.
That's pretty fucking metal.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
He also drank bleach trying to get high.
Well, hey, Arnold, guess what?
What? Well,
Florida man drinks
what comes
bleach
after
in
toss
his
the future.
It'd be like a guy who eats light bulbs for a while. That'll just be your thing.
But yeah, coming off of Ayn Rand and Ayn Rand books and suicide attempts, if you want a good read, pick up Artie Lang's new book. It just came out in October, I think. It's really, really good. I finished it in about a week.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I mean,
it's very much a Schadenfreude book. And he's very, very candid about, his addiction and how it fucked up his career and personal relationships and everything. And he, pulls no punches and, talks about it in very specific detail. So, but it's weird how, he can make something so dark be funny, because he fully admits how, ridiculous his addiction was and the lengths he went to get drugs and whatnot. It really comes out being funny.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's worth noting. I was reading, while you were talking about this, I was reading this article in The Independent. It's a newspaper in the UK.
God.
About virgin births. And apparently, it was a pretty shitty study. It's 7,870 people, or women aged 15 to 28, that ran from 1995 to 2009. So it's a pretty wide spread of people. 45 of those people claimed that they had gotten pregnant and given birth while virgins.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, let's see.
It can happen, but it's like a 1 in 100. It's like
it's more common in like sharks and stuff. But
right.
University of North Carolina did the research, by the way. And let me see.
Roll Tar Heels.
Yeah, right. 31% of the girls surveyed who claimed that they had gotten pregnant while virgins had signed a so-called chastity pledge. 15% of non-virgins who became pregnant also said they had signed such pledges. So pretty high percentage of the people who got pregnant were on this. The 45 self-described virgins who reported having become pregnant and the 36 who gave birth were also more likely than non-virgins to say their parents never or rarely talked to them about sex and birth control. So they might just not know what sex is. I thought
so what you're saying is,
I thought you were talking about the donuts.
Pregnant.
No, I am not talking about donuts right now, Arnold.
No.
Holy shit, how high are you?
No, God damn it. It was a...
No, he's saying that chastity pledges get you pregnant.
Yeah. So if you're looking to get pregnant, take a chastity pledge.
Correlation doesn't equal what?
Causation? Yeah, but... Sorry, I go off into the statistics stuff like that because there's still part of me that wants to do that all the time.
Dude, that's what I do for a living.
Yeah, and that's what I meant to do for a living, but now I sell parts to coal power plants. So you figure that out.
You can prove anything with statistics if you have enough qualifiers.
Bitcoins are a good investment.
Insert 50 different qualifiers to make that statement true.
Ignore all the other ones that aren't made by Bitcoins.com.
When the moon is in phases between a waxing gibbous and blah, blah, blah on a Tuesday in the month of October, Bitcoins are a fantastic investment.
Yeah. For the two, if you look at this chart that we made and then ignore the rest of the months, it really looks like we're on the up on Bitcoins. Why does it end on December 16th? I don't know.
Compared to the Prussian franc, Bitcoins are a tremendous investment.
You know what's going down a lot? The Irish punt. You should divest from that and put it into Bitcoins. What's that? That currency hasn't existed in almost 20 years? Well, I don't know. Yeah, you could find reasons.
I rest my case.
Yeah. Bitcoin still exists, kind of.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
I may actually, for once, have to get on Reddit just to witness that kind of...
oh my God.
It's just, you don't know whether to be sad or just laugh. I mean,
where would I find it? Is it on a specific subreddit or?
Yeah, it's reddit.com/r/bitcoins.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Yes. Or you can go to subreddit drama, and they're cataloging a lot of the things people are saying.
Nice.
Yes, it's pretty great, actually.
Laughing at others' misfortune makes the world go around.
Yeah, man, Schadenfreude.
Yeah, the best part of every day. But yeah, let's see. The mods on our Bitcoins have actually banned price updates, and they're no longer allowing memes or personal posts to go in there.
Oh wow, you know a Reddit's going downhill when they don't allow memes.
Yep.
That was actually the beginning of the end for a very popular sub called Our Atheism. Because the people running it decided that they didn't like memes anymore, which was like 90% of the posts there. So they said no more memes, and so it splintered into different branches of atheism. And there's like one that allows memes, and there's the old standard, and all this other stuff. It's actually hilarious. Reddit is such a fucking shit pile on so many levels. But you want to go there so you can see some of the stupid shit that the people on Reddit actually believe, which is kind of great. Let's see. There's some pretty good ones that are out there. Like people have been just straight up posting the better parts of these things. But it's just absolutely fantastic watching this thing crash and burn.
It's not so much a mean-spirited thing as it is, what the fuck were they thinking?
Who? The people who spent dollars?
I mean, okay, how were they expecting to get their money out?
They were planning on selling it to other people who wanted to buy in, apparently.
And
through the Magic the Gathering exchange.
And, I mean...
Yeah, I mean,
listen,
we're gonna be here all night trying to figure out plan. And it turns out it was no one, and some guy just got you to pay money to get into the Bitcoin machine. Actually, people believe that the guy who technically launched Bitcoins, who goes under the pseudonym, may have a stash of up to 1 million of them just hanging around. And so if he ever decides to flood the market, he could do that and completely destroy the currency, which I think would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's like suddenly there's 1 million more Bitcoins on the market out of nowhere. Do it. Do it now.
Buy all the heroin you can off of, Silk Road's gone now, so shit.
Someone started a new Silk Road, I think.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, good for them. They can get themselves killed in new and interesting ways. But we're so far off video game topics right now, we've veered into Christmas.
That's okay. We're still hating on something.
Maybe, that's true. That's true.
Maybe the spirit of the season is hating. Fucking St. Nicholas.
I think we need to expand the scope of this podcast and the hating on things outside of the video game community.
Yeah,
might be a good idea.
May need to think about changing our name.
Hate all players.
I could say the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll just have to change scopes. But I think we're done here. Do you guys feel like you're done?
Our work is done.
Yes. We finally completed our work of hating on Bitcoin so hard that they fell apart.
Cut, print, gay.
All right. So this has been Lazy Fire. Thanks everyone for watching. Three Toes. Any parting words?
Fuck you.
Arnold?
Low effort. Don't touch the poop.
But buy Bitcoins.
Yep.
Buy Bitcoins.
Drink cough syrup. Fuck bitches. Make money.
Bingo.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Thanks for listening, watching, everyone. And, stick around next time. We're actually going to have another guest.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The guy who does the Battlefield Goons stat site.
Stupid
fucking stat site.
Fucking stat site. Yeah, we'll talk more about that when he's here. We can harass him about that.
All right.
All right. Later, everyone.
Later.
Bye.